All right, today we have Steve, known as the Philly Godfather, on Twitter. Been on CBS, Fox, ESPN. Big time guy talking in the gambling business. So, Steve, how has this affected you? I know you're a handicapper, give out tips and picks and handicap sports. Going into like March, where we were right in the door of March Madness, NBA playoffs, baseball opening day coming up, um, the Masters, NASCAR, and the Olympics. How did it affect you and your business? The shutdown.
I mean, it completely shut everything down. On top of having a website, the phillygodfather.com, where I sell all my information. I also bet for a living. I've been doing it for over 30 years. Started when I was a kid, and it just shut everything down. I bet between $15,000 to $25,000 a day with different sports books, with street guys, with locals, and that completely stopped. All my revenue streams have basically been halted. Thank God I invested wisely over the years, and I'm still fine. I got a ton of real estate. I got some projects going on in the city. I'm building a 50-unit condo building with 10 storefronts. So that's still about to happen once, the pandemic's over and people are starting to go back to work and all the construction guys come back to work. But if I wasn't smart with my money, I'd be in serious trouble because right now, every professional sports bettor I know, I mean, they're completely shut down. They got no revenue coming in, and they still got bills coming in. So it's a tough time for most people, unless, I'm a little older. I'm, about to turn 50, and I've set myself up in a way where I really can't get hurt with no debt. There's no mortgages on any of my properties. Everything I own is free and clear. So I kind of prepared myself for a rainy day, and this is definitely a rainy day for most people.
So, you talk about sports opening back up and it's coming at some point. What's your timeline? What do you see as far as maybe, baseball, basketball playoffs, the NFL starting, college football starting? How do you see that?
It's all coming back. I mean, the UFC is coming back, I think, in May. Golf is coming back June 10th or 11th. Adam Silver just came out with a statement. They're trying to come back out in the summertime, June or July. The NHL just came out with a statement today. Now, obviously, the fans aren't going to be there, but it doesn't matter. I mean, you're going to be able to watch it on TV. You're going to be able to bet on it. And the sports books in Vegas and in Atlantic City and everywhere else, they're not going to open back up. But the mobile apps, you're going to be able to bet from your phone or from your house. So if you want to get down on a game, if you want to bet a game, that's going to be available as well. And I know in New Jersey, 80% of all the action that comes in through the state legally has been on mobile apps. So that's just going to increase. And eventually, as, more things come out about the virus, if we get a vaccine, if we get treatment, if we get in-home testing, the sports books will eventually open back up again. It might never be the same, but I think it'll get back to, pretty close to normal.
Okay. You got anything on NFL draft tonight? I mean, tomorrow night? Are you doing anything as far as props or anything as far as that concern?
This year is kind of tough because anytime there's uncertainty in the market, it doesn't matter what market it is, people tend to play it safe, So I think a lot of offensive linemen are going to be chosen in the first round because, let's be honest, that's the safest pick you can probably make as someone drafting for a football team, especially in so much uncertainty. We all know who's going number one. The kid's unbelievable from LSU Burrows. Chase Young is going to go number two. And then after that, depending on, what Detroit wants to do, the whole order can get flip-flopped. They're looking to get that cornerback, what's his name, out of Ohio State, Detroit, unless they trade their pick to Miami. Miami might jump up and try and get Justin Herbert. You don't know. I mean, quarterbacks, offensive linemen, first top 10 positions. Chase Young obviously is a monster. Other than that, I mean, there's a lot of uncertainty. So, unless I get some solid information, I don't bet just to bet. I bet to make money, to feed my family. So unless I get some real solid information from a trusted source, trusted intel, I'm not going to put no money down. You know what I mean?
Well, the chances of more than 4.5 quarterbacks going in the draft is like paying like plus 475. Do you see more than four? I know you said Burrow's going, Tua's going, Herbert's going, the little kid from Utah is going. Is there any chance a fifth quarterback gets taken in the first round? I know there's a chance. In your professional opinion,
what was the number plus what?
475.
Yeah, I don't know. They're begging you to take that, and anytime a bookmaker's begging you to take a wager, it's usually a recipe for disaster because they're not giving out no gifts. That fifth one's going to be really, really difficult because there's so many solid wide receivers. There's so many solid offensive linemen, and there's some solid defensive players this year as well. So that fifth one's going to be tough.
Yeah, and I think over-under on SEC players is like 15.5. That's half the draft pool right there, which is wild.
That's a lot of guys, man. That's a lot of guys. But, the SEC, they bring it every year. They got, the biggest, the best, the fastest, the strongest, the smartest. Some of those guys were ready to play in the NFL last year while they were playing in college. So that's a possibility. It's one of those years where, like I said, there's so much uncertainty. You haven't been able to check these kids out, physicals. I mean, there's so many things that, aren't the norm this year. So it's going to be tough to make money on the draft.
Who's your team? Philadelphia? Am I assuming that right?
My team's the money team, but I am an Eagles fan. I was born in Philly. Love my Eagles. We won the Super Bowl a couple years ago. Love Nick Foles. He went to the Bears. You could say if I'm going to root for a team, if I'm not betting against the Eagles, I'm rooting for the Eagles.
So you have any hope who they pick in this draft, or are you just letting them do their business and you'll pull for whoever they take?
Yeah, honestly, this is one of those years where it's so difficult to grab. Every article I do a lot of reading. I read about 16 hours a day. And every article I've read from the local sports guys, from the beat writers in Philly, everyone basically has a different opinion. And when it comes to Harry Roseman, you really don't know what he's going to do. So I can't invest in speculation unless I got some good tip, unless I got some good solid intel, like I said, because I'm in here to make money. I'm not in here to blow money. You know what I mean?
Right. All right. So what do you see in NBA playoffs are talking about coming back? You say you think you'll have it, maybe with fans, without fans, likely without fans. Do you see what is the structure you think they'll have? A full 16-team playoff, or will they consolidate it down, or how's that going to work?
I think they're just going to come out with the playoff now, and then they'll probably play in about 3 different cities. I don't see them traveling a lot, so maybe Vegas, warm weather cities, Arizona, maybe Florida, and have like a tournament type of play, and then kick it off, and hopefully the fans react to it. And, people are dying for sports. So whether the fans are in the stands or not, everyone's going to watch it. They just want something to watch. I mean, they're running out of television programming. There's not much left to see. I mean, you've gone through Netflix. You've gone through Prime. You've gone through On Demand, the reruns. They're running out of TV. So they need sports to come back as soon as possible.
Speaking of TV, did you watch The Last Dance Sunday night? You a Jordan guy or anti-Jordan guy?
No, I love Jordan. He's the greatest of all time to me. To me, I got Jordan 1, Kobe 2, and then you can flip-flop LeBron, Magic, and Bird any way you want. Jordan is my guy. I didn't watch him. I actually fell asleep early because I was up early. I got 10 acres out here. I got a big farm out here. I got alpacas, German Shepherds. My kids watched it. They loved it. I'm going to end up checking it out. But he was the greatest of all time. It's not even an argument. I mean, he won 3 in a row. He retired for 2 years for some gambling issues. Came back and won 3 more. So, funny story was one of my guys in the office a long time ago, we were actually going to go out there and meet him because he was gambling so much. And we had a mutual friend, and he wanted one of our guys from the office to come out there and meeting, and he wanted us to move money for him. But that never transpired. So, we think he's the greatest of all time. There's nobody better. And I'm definitely going to check out the documentary. But I've seen I lived through Jordan. Most of the kids today,
Looks like we lost Philly Godfather. There you go. Short interview. He says Jordan was the greatest. Sports will be back. Don't bet. Don't bet on the draft. It's a sucker bet if it's giving away money. Anyway, stay tuned, guys, for the next one.